Hello everyone. I hope you all are well. In this video, we are going to talk about Unit 5 of Strategic Management according to BBS second year syllabus of Rajasthan University. As we have learned about Unit 1, 2, 3 and 4, we will continue here with Unit 5. This unit actually includes strategic evaluation and control, meaning criteria and techniques as per the syllabus. Here we are going to start with strategic evaluation and strategic control, meaning. As you all know, students, that strategic management process comprises of certain steps. The process begins with strategic intent, that is vision, mission, objectives and goals, and it ends with the strategic evaluation and control. So strategic evaluation and control is actually the last phase or the last step of strategic management process. At this step, we are going to compare actual results with the expected results. What results we have obtained through all this, the whole strategic management process, and what we were expecting. It is very important for any organization to take this step, that is for strategic evaluation and control, because this step is actually also called as the warning step or the warning system of the organization. Strategic evaluation and control is the final phase, is the last step of strategic management process. Its basic objective is to ensure that the strategy is achieving the goals and objectives set for the strategy. Making strategy is not an easy task, and as we know that a strategy is being formulated for a long period and nothing can be reversed back easily. So it is necessary to have evaluation and control. It compares performance with the desired results and provides the feedback necessary for management to take corrective actions. Let's look into the formal definition of strategic evaluation and control. As you can see here, strategic evaluation and control is the process. Yes, definitely. Evaluation and control is also a process that will help to determine the effectiveness of a given strategy, whether the organization has achieved the decided strategy with effectiveness or not. If the strategy is not obtained with effectiveness, then the organizational objectives won't be achieved. In achieving the organizational objectives and for taking corrective actions whenever required, strategic evaluation is needed. Control can be exercised through formulation of contingency strategies. Contingency strategies that are needed during the emergency time, that are raised or that are reserved for contingency situations, and the crisis management team, and that strategy control will be exercised by the team which has been formulated to manage the crisis only. You can see here, Gluck has also said that evaluation of strategy is that phase of the strategic planning processes in which the top managers determine whether their strategic choice in its implemented form is meeting the objective of the enterprise. What has been actually implemented is actually what was planned. So implementation is according to planning or not. and whether the organization has been able to achieve the objectives or not. Suppose the organization was thinking of the merger, that certain kind of merger would be fruitful for the organization. And for that, the organization has formulated the strategy. When the organization formulated strategy and when it tried to implement that strategy, some sort of discrepancies were found. Later on, when actually those were evaluated, we came to know there were many loopholes in that implementation. That means what was planned was not actually achieved. What was targeted was actually not achieved. So in that situation, evaluation becomes very important. According to Schendel and Hofer, strategic control is the final step. After strategic evaluation, control is again the final step in the strategic planning process, by which outcome of strategic plans are monitored and this information is feedback to managers. After monitoring the outcomes or after looking into the outcomes, though the information gathered or obtained through that is given to the managers as a feedback. Strategic control focuses on whether the strategy was implemented as planned and whether or not the results are those that were intended. So finally, both strategy, evaluation and control are very crucial, are very important for any organization. Else, it is a it is very important to note that strategy evaluation and control is also a continuous process through which an organization ensures whether it is achieving its objectives contemplated in the strategic action. Of course, the objectives may not be met because the choice was not implemented, or it may be because the strategy chosen was not working. Might be at the end when the evaluation and control is being done, then the organization realized that the strategy selected was not proper. Thus, the evaluation and control, which is a continuous process, will help in the assessment of current strategy made, keeping in view of the objective to ensure that the chosen strategy is effectively implemented. So it is suggested, it is required that every organization should go for strategy evaluation. Now comes why strategy evaluation, although we have discussed this also indirectly in our earlier conversation, but still here we will focus a little bit more on that. Why we need strategy evaluation? Why the organization need strategy evaluation? As you can see that decisions and strategic management process have long-term impact. What is strategic management? Strategic management is a long-term comprehensive plan. So whenever we are planning for long-term, not for short-term, definitely more and more investment will be made in that. More and more money will be invested in that, and you cannot reverse back, you cannot go back when the organization is taking a long-term decision, and long-term decisions have the long-term impact. So in that situation, to protect ourselves, the decisions, to make the right decisions, it is important and it becomes essential for any organization to go for strategy evaluation. Next, to protect from severe penalties. If the organization will not go for strategy evaluation, then might be the organization has to suffer severe penalties, and that can exceed difficult to reverse. Those penalties might be so high that you can again not reverse back those penalties. Then next, Timely evaluation can alert management to problems or potential problems before a situation becomes critical. It is, it is said that prevention is better than cure. That you cure the disease, it is better you protect yourself from that disease. So it is said in management also that timely evaluation can actually alert the management that what the problem is before actual and last and final execution. Might be the management comes up with the problem and the potential problem that might arise in future, so to save the organization from the critical situation, it is suggested that strategic evaluation should be taken. Last, strategy evaluation answers many questions like, are the decisions being made consistent with policy? Whatever decisions the organization is taking, are those decisions consistent with what is the policy of any organization? Are both long-term and short-term targets being made? Is organization able to meet out the long-term and short-term targets? Should we proceed with plan as we have formulated it? What have been planned? Is it okay to move and proceed with that plan? In fact, it answers certain other questions also, like, are events in the environment occurring and anticipated? For example, how are competitors reacting to the activities? It is also very important to know that what is the reaction of the competitors towards our activities. Are they responding to our activities? So to know that, it becomes again important to evaluate, to judge the strategy. Strategic control in an organization is similar to what the steering control is in the ship. Steering keeps a ship, for instance, stable on its course. Similarly, strategic control system sends to what extent the strategies are successful in attaining goals and objectives. And this information is fed to the decision maker for taking corrective action in time. At times, we consider strategy, evaluation, and control are actually both, will go simultaneously. Whenever the evaluation is done, then only the control techniques will be applied. There can be many approaches that are used for strategic control. Traditionally, also, you can analyze and apply strategic control, and we can also have contemporary approach also. So these were the certain points that will help you know why strategy evaluation. In fact, this evaluation has certain more importance, like it answers, are we moving in the proper direction? Are key things falling in place? Are our assumptions about major trends and changes correct? Are we doing the critical things that need to be done? Should we adjust or leave the strategy? So these are again certain other questions that it answers. So next, how are we performing? Are objectives and schedules being met? Are cost, revenues and cash flow matching projections? Do we need to make operational changes? These are certain other questions that are being answered by strategy evaluation and in fact control also. So we have seen here and we have talked a little about what is strategy evaluation and what is strategy control. Then we have talked about why strategy evaluation is important. We will continue with the other topics of strategy evaluation and control in our further videos. Thank you so much.